folks, don't try this at home, okay? Alright guys, I've done several of these off-road videos, but this one is a bit special and I'm a little bit nervous. Why? Well, it's special because we have a brand new two-door Ford Bronco first edition, of course with a Sasquatch package on 35s, and it will tackle our onX Offroad course at Tumbleweed Ranch. But I'm nervous because it snowed. I know it doesn't look on the field like it snowed, but we have some shady spots and north-facing climbs, and I'm a little bit nervous. But still, we're playing for the Tumbleweed rated badge, so we have a sticker. And Lance, you brought your Bronco here.
Yes, sir, that I did.
Nice to meet you, man.
Pleasure.
So first of all, let me know where you're from, and then tell me a little bit about the Bronco.
I'm from Hollister, California.
Nice.
And the Bronco, I was day one, hour one reservation.
Were you there clicking on it?
Absolutely was.
Okay.
The system kept on crashing. I was so nervous. You know, I was waiting for this to come out for quite a while. But after my initial $100 deposit, I think it was 436 days before it actually arrived at the dealership.
Okay, in California.
In California.
And that's where you got it. Why were you waiting for this? Why did you want to get this?
My dad had a 1974 Ford Bronco.
Okay.
Now it's mine now.
Okay.
But the body style is so similar, and I've always loved the Broncos.
Yes, and then you got a two-door. I mean, it's a little bit more compact.
Yes.
I mean, you have a lot of clearance here. And of course, first editions are all, 2.7 liter V6.
Correct.
They're all, just kind of lockers front and rear, really capable.
Yes, absolutely. I take it four-wheeling quite a bit. I live in Hollister, so I go to Hollister's off-highway vehicle park. And we're not that far from Oceana Dunes down in Pismo, so I go there quite often.
Sweet. And so is this all stock, or did you tweak something?
Yes, she is bone stock except for the A-pillar lights.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah, that's the only thing I did, and actually I got that through the Ford accessories.
Okay. And then, for some reason I thought you had like a little soft top here, but this is a stock.
Correct.
All hard top.
Yes.
Okay. So, and you have about, 10,000 miles on this puppy?
Yes.
So, all right. So here's a question. Have you seen some of these videos?
Yes, I've seen quite a few. I'm a huge supporter of TFL, and I'm actually one of your Patreons.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. Yes. So I had to come up to Colorado to see what my $10 a month is getting me, and I think it's beautiful.
Awesome. So let's start on the course. Obviously, it's going to go, a little bit easier at first, and then it's going to get harder and harder and harder. But we don't want to slide on snow and ice.
That could be fun.
That's where I am.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Excellent, sir.
For this run of our onX Offroad trail at Tumbleweed, I've brought the brand new 2023 Ram 2500 heavy duty Rebel off-road truck as my support vehicle. And in order for it to be a support vehicle, I gotta get it through some of the obstacles here. So I wanted to show you that briefly. Let me turn off my proximity sensors. This truck is brand new for 2023, and it's big, it's diesel powered with a Cummins engine, but it's got basically some of the bones from the Power Wagon. It's got suspension tuning, it's got Bilstein shocks, it's got Duratrack tires, and I'm using 4-low and rear locker. And I had to go super slow because this truck is huge and I don't want to scratch it, so it's kind of a tight area. But did you see that? This truck weighs 8,000 pounds and it didn't even blink going through that muddy Dirty Deeds area. So Lance, thank you for coming out, first of all.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Once again. And also, so we're gonna start. Dirty Deed is the first obstacle. Like I said, it's one of the easier ones and it gets progressively more difficult. So, but you have a really solid machine, also in Cyber Orange.
Yes.
Because Roman and Tommy, our TFL Bronco, is also Cyber Orange.
Yeah, I was very surprised when the first time I saw that episode when you got your guys' Bronco. It was like, oh, that's the same one I ordered.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go slowly and see how it does.
Right on.
So, are you in 4 low or 4 high for now?
4 high.
Okay.
But I do have the rear locker on.
Okay. So there's a little bit of, it's kind of a tight area. So just want to go slowly. This front camera is amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it's a game changer. I went from an 06 TJ that didn't have any of the electronics to this. It's almost like cheating.
It is cool, and you have a big, of course, 12-inch screen here in the first edition.
Yes,
which is really amazing.
I do love it, but hindsight, being 2020,
yeah,
I would probably go with a Badlands and not go with the Lux electronics package.
How come?
I'm finding it very difficult to get a bumper that's winch capable.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to deal with all the electronics and the radar system and all that.
I see.
And I don't use this as a commuter. This is my play rig.
Okay.
And I don't really use that navigational aid of the radar.
Yeah, I gotcha. Let's climb.
Yes, sir.
This is the first climb. So they tell me this is almost like a 30-degree upslope. Still no slip.
Nope.
How was your ownership so far? I mean, you've had it for what, a year or more?
Actually, I've had it now for about 13 months.
Okay.
Everything was absolutely perfect up until I got to about 2,200 miles. Then, unfortunately, I was one of the individuals that lost the motor.
Okay. How did it happen? I mean, you were driving?
Yes, I was driving. Luckily, it happened in town.
We're going this way.
And so I didn't get stranded up on the trails.
Okay.
But apparently Ford had a bad batch of valves, and it sucked the valve and destroyed the motor.
So what happened after that?
Got a tow to my local Ford dealership, and it took about 6 weeks. Ford had to replace the engine.
Let's pause here.
Sure.
Okay, so 6 weeks,
Yeah.
replace the engine.
Replace the engine, replace both turbos. Then I got it back, and now I have another 8,000 miles on with this engine, and absolutely zero issue. And I've had absolutely zero issue with any other component.
So next obstacle is David's Folly. This is a very tight turn, but you have a secret weapon.
Yes, we do.
You have a turn assist.
Yes, sir.
And I think, might as well go to 4 low, because next thing is going to be climbing again.
Okay.
So, and we usually like to be in 4 low here.
Certainly.
Okay. Are you going to use the turn assist?
Be my guest. Hit the button.
These are like piano keys.
They are. I believe Ford calls them hero switches. And they really are. They're awesome. Everything engages so quick and easy. No fuss, no muss.
All right. So take a slightly wider tack here.
Okay.
And then we just need to go down into this little folly. And probably crank as much as possible. Slower, a little slower. Maybe you might need to back up.
No, I think we got it.
No. We got it? How are we looking? Dude.
Yeah.
One shot.
Hey,
well, that's what a small wheelbase does, right?
Absolutely. To use one of your lines, Bronco don't care.
Thank you. There we go. Very nice. So we need to line up for this slip inside. So what I would suggest, go forward a little bit more,
okay,
and then back up.
Sure.
And then we can climb. This is 34 degrees, dude.
Right on.
We don't have to go too steep, too fast, but we need some momentum. And go right. Dude, that's pretty easy still.
Absolutely.
That's pretty easy. All right, so now we need to come down. So we need to line up and come down the same slope.
Okay.
You can just make a big circle. a beast.
Yeah, it is.
Lance, I've noticed that this two-door Bronco, the door is way bigger.
Yes, that's one thing I was very happy about going with the two-door. It's much roomier up front because all there ever is myself, my wife, and always keep the back seats folded down for my dog.
So next obstacle is Nathan's Crack. I'm sorry about the name. I always apologize. But it's a really kind of steep V-notch. So if you can pause here for a second, it's testing really approach, departure, and angles.
Sure.
But this is a Bronco two-door Sasquatch. I mean, the angles are really good.
Yes, I don't imagine much of a problem going through it. Maybe at most might touch the hitch.
Okay, so how about this? I'm gonna come out so I can grab another angle of this crossing. So just go pretty slowly and then a little bit towards the right when you exit.
Okay.
Nice, no touching. No touching of the hitch, no touching in the front. Beautiful. Well, very recently we had a modified Jeep Wrangler JL, one of the newer ones, on 37s here. And the stock Bronco two-door, that Jeep was also two-door, is in many ways matching the performance. Never touched here at Nathan's Crack. Really good clearances, really good traction. But I have to ask Lance, because Cottonwood Creek is approaching, it's gonna get more difficult. Okay, so Lance, this is Cottonwood Creek. It's been recently gone through in a giant Ram heavy-duty diesel.
Yes, I saw the episode.
And also a modified Jeep went through here. What do you think of this obstacle?
I say go for it.
And let's look at the exit.
Okay.
So this is the entrance. Let's walk around. Let's look at the exit. You see this big tree? Obviously, it is an obstacle. You can kind of hug with your driver's side if you want. You could hug that. And then the biggest problem is this is off camber, right? So you're going sideways, and it's a little deep. Here's my official measuring stick. Hold on. This is my official stick. And you see it goes down, but then it hits hard bottom right there. But that's about, I would say that's about 18 inches here. What say you?
Didn't come all this way not to do it.
All right, well, let's give it a shot. All right.
We are locked up, sway bar disconnect, and here we go for Cottonwood Creek. Okay. Well, darn it, we did give it a go.
Well, so here's what happened, Lance. Your front bumper is sitting on some mud like this.
Okay.
So that's a big obstacle to overcome. You know, you're just basically hitting frozen mud in the front. And of course the tires are trying to do their job, but they're now caked. They're now caked in mud. So let me go around and take a look. Over here in the back, your hitch hit a root when you were going back. And in the front, you're hitting a wall of mud. So you're literally between a rock and a hard place.
Wedged in good.
All right, let's get a truck. when one toy is stuck, you get the other toy to pull the first toy out of trouble, which is why I brought this machine. Let's see how this is gonna work. Hey Lance!
Yes, sir.
Lance, the special service tumbleweed service is here.
Outstanding.
I brought my helmet.
Well, thank you, Andre. I appreciate you getting me out.
So this here is a Polaris Razor, which is a sport high performance side-by-side with amazing suspension. As you can see right there, live Fox shocks, live valves. But it doesn't have a hitch because it's not a utility machine like a Ranger would be or a General. But it does have a one attachment point down here. So I'll put a D-ring on this. I'll put a kinetic rope, attach it to his attachment point, and we'll be in business. Folks, don't try this at home, okay? I don't want to use the suspension components. That's not meant for applying pulling force to. But what is meant for force is little attachment points. Okay. Okay. So you want to find attachment points or maybe the frame of the vehicle, depending on your vehicle. I think I have enough slack to where I can give it a heave-ho. Okay. All right, Lance. Cole is gonna count us off, okay? He's gonna say, 3, 2, 1, go. And you're gonna be applying a little bit of reverse, and I'm gonna be applying a lot of pulling power.
Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go!
Well, we got you out.
We're out.
So there's a bit of a scratch here, and your mirror, I think, is good.
Excellent.
But the scratch, I think, is here. That's
Love kiss.
I would call it a little bit more than a kiss. This is where the hitch was on. The rear hitch of the Bronco was on this. The front was pushing there. So you could see it was really wedged, in fact. So, oh boy. We miscalculated that tree. You're taking a little bit of mud, leaves, branches, and one little scar.
Oh, that's goodness, though. That's what we're here for, my man.
Well, you're a good champ. Well, we need to get out of this first, okay, and then we'll finish the video. So let's turn around. Well, that was an adventure, Lance.
Yes, it was. Guess you can say I'm bringing a little bit of tumbleweed home with me.
I think forever.
Here, a little bit of my Bronco could be here with tumbleweed.
Yes, we can put it in our new barn.
There you go.
On our one of our shelves.
Maybe have a little carnage.
Can you
area.
sign this?
Oh, I'd be honored to.
Okay. All right, so let's go back through the course. As you could see there, the snow and ice. The snow and ice and everything else did not help us today. No. So you're a great sport. I really appreciate your spirit. You're an adventurer.
Well, you know what? That's, I think, what drawn me into four-wheeling to begin with. I've had my Jeep for years before I got the Bronco, and it's really, just the people. Everyone is helping each other.
The community itself.
The community itself.
Yeah. Always, what we say, you have to be in a group, right?
Oh yes,
especially
absolutely.
In a remote area.
Here's a perfect example of that. You get stuck, you need someone to help pull you out.
Yeah.
But that, and also, you know, some people will go like, oh my gosh, it's a 2021 Bronco and it has a little damage to it. If you're not willing to live through a little bit of damage, you shouldn't be four-wheeling.
Yeah, I mean, if you were that worried about damage, you would just park it in your garage.
Exactly.
And look at it for the next 10 years.
Yes.
But that's not what I think you meant when you bought it, right?
Exactly.
Well, Lance, remember at the very beginning I said I was excited and also nervous?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you did.
Well, I'm sorry we put a bit of a few scratches on your Bronco.
But that's okay. That's what she's for. You know, they'll buff out. We'll get it
But-
fixed up.
Because you're an amazing adventure spirit, and because you did most of the course, you are
Most
now.
of the course. That's what hurts the most.
Oh,
Most of the course. But
hey.
in fairness, Cottonwood Creek is kind of tore up right now.
It is tore up, and also I think Cottonwood Creek and also Tommy's Demise is for modified rigs. I mean, you really need to be higher in the air and big tires. So thank you very much for coming.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, take this with pride. And since I've got a little bit of Tumbleweed Ranch to go home with me, here, a little of my Bronco gets to stay at Tumbleweed Ranch.
There you go. Lance's Bronco will be here in our barn. We'll display it proudly.
Carnage trophy.
Thank you.